Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is Psychic Medium Raymond Guzman, and today I'm going to be doing a psychic reading on the one and the only David Bromstad from HGTV, also known for the lottery winners, millionaire lottery homes. I can't remember the name of the show offhand, but if you follow, I think it comes out on GAC sometimes and some other network, but he basically helps people who recently won the lottery to find their dream home. So I think it's called Lottery Dream Homes. But either who, he is an American designer and also a TV personality, host of that show. So I'm going to be doing a psychic reading on him and seeing what comes up. I thought it would be fun. This was suggested by a friend of mine. And let's get into it. So I'm going to be using a combination of my tarot cards. These are the Light Seers tarot I really like, and then I'm going to also be using today this deck, which is the Lantern Oracle cards. So see what messages come through from Spirit for David. I really will say before I even start, shuffling the cards and getting into him, he's larger than life, very eccentric. He has a great aura around him, great energy. I feel like he's very magnetic, and also in some ways, I would say he's even I would say he's kind of like an intuitive empath, but also a healer, because essentially what he does is through his, the homes that he finds, the designs, his aesthetic, interior designing and stuff like that. It brings happiness to people, to the clients that he's helping. So regardless of what he's doing, in every single aspect, I feel like he's actually bringing a lot of healing to people through these means. I also feel like he's very misunderstood at times. Some people look at the tattoos, they may look at him, and his persona is larger than life, and they're intimidated by him. So I do feel like essentially what I'm hearing from Spirit is that, in the realm of TV and in the realm of, the world of, like, I guess, interior designers and just personalities, other people maybe on the network as well, that there is some jealousy, low-key jealousy that they have on him. So let me just get this card that fell. Okay. So the first card that actually popped out, and I'm very firm believer that if a card pops out from a deck, that is a message from Spirit that needs to be heard and seen. So the first card was the Ace of Wands. This is actually him, always in creative mode, always thinking of the next tattoo he can get, the next thing that he's going to do. Very much creative mind, and I feel like he has projects lined up for him, and he will have a successful career, at least, in the immediate future. Like I said, the future is unwritten. There's no way for us to predict it. I'm not a fortune teller. I'm just an intuitive. But I will say that I do feel like, though, he is going through some things in his mind. This could be questions around his love life or around romance. Like, will he ever find that perfect husband? Will he ever be in a stable and long-term relationship? These are the things that he may not want to talk about. It's really nobody's business, but I kind of feel like he does, even though he does come across on TV as very secure, I do feel like essentially he does have some insecurities, but we all do, myself included. None of us is perfect, and I do feel like he's trying to break free, either from a situation, this could be contractual, or creatively trying to break free from that to make room for something new, a new opportunity. Now, this may not make sense to anybody that's listening to this. It may make sense to him later on. So I want him, if you're listening to this, David, later on, please just hold on to that kind of message that's coming through. The Three of Wands tells me he needs to be very nurtured. He's also very nurturing. He has to be creative. Again, he has to kind of pursue his goals, and I feel like everything that he's done thus far is him getting outside of his comfort zone and really pushing through to find those those opportunities that exist out there. I also feel like it's very connected, because look at this picture. It's about the water, and finding himself in nature and kind of setting fire to his passions and letting them ignite. I feel like he's very much needing to be by water all the time. It's very cathartic for him. I feel like if he's not, I think he's from, I don't know if it's Florida or somewhere there, but I feel like essentially he is always going to kind of travel, and he's going to kind of bounce from place to place. But ultimately, I feel like the water and the beach and just being near that is very soothing for him and healing in so many ways. Because again, when you are a person like him, like, you know, a celebrity and designer or host, you know, you are doing so much for other people and you're giving of yourself, but what are you doing for yourself? Like, what are you doing to replenish yourself? And so the water is always going to be something good for him. Seven of Wands, he's, you know, a lot of focus and attention is on him. He's almost like a teacher in this lifetime. I feel like there's a lot of young aspiring designers, people that are in the TV industry that look up to him, people that want him to help them find their homes because of his abilities and what he's done, you know, in the past. So a lot of pressure rides on him. I feel like he essentially knows, like, you know, when he goes places, they're like, he's the guy from TV. So it's almost like he also doesn't have a sense of invisibility when it comes to crowds and people and where he goes. So I just feel like he's going to continue to grow in so many ways throughout his career. The Three of Pentacles tells me, though, he is very focused on some projects. This will be like investments, maybe with working on his own brand or some kind of product. But there is a product development. I keep hearing product development. There are things that he may be looking into. This could be, again, in his realm and his scope of business and career, which involve TV opportunities in the future, but also sustainable income and finances for him. So wherever that has been stagnant, or maybe like filming has been postponed due to Rona, whatnot, all of this is, we're coming out of that with him. I feel like, again, we're going to see new creative projects and things of that nature. The Wheel of Fortune tells me he is, you know, he's approaching an end of a cycle. This is a new cycle that's beginning for him in everything. They want him to have a little bit more faith and trust in the universe and everything that's going on, but essentially, like, he's completed a lot of his goals that he probably didn't even see, or if he thinks back and he looks back at it, he's like, I did that, like, I had the show, I did this, or, you know, I got to collaborate with this person and I did that. So it's a lot of reflection. The Knight of Swords, though, tells me that there's this feeling with him, almost like he would be chasing someone or chasing an opportunity, but it feels almost like it's far away. So I feel like there may be like a relationship that he is, or a person, a situationship, or an entanglement, like we call it. No, I'm just kidding, David, if you're watching this, but no. And seriously, in your love life, in his love life, I feel like there may be something where there's like a person that maybe lives in a different state or in a different country, and there's some communication and there's some, you know, lovely feelings, some flirtation that goes on, but it's not something that's concrete or sustainable. And it's almost like he's having to chase that person or having to give more of himself, and it's not being reciprocated. This could be something that happened in the past, because sometimes spirit operates like that and gives me things from the past, or it could be something that's going on now or will happen in the future. But regardless of what goes on, you know, I feel like the message here for David is that he needs to not chase anyone when it comes to love. They want him to be very solid in his, you know, in his standing and his firm in his beliefs, and know that love is there and it will find him when the time is right. I think we all want love. We always want somebody, you know, to be in our life, but it's like, when is it going to happen? And so with the Queen of Swords tells me, you know, even though he portrays this very, you know, gentle and beautiful soul on TV, I do feel at the end of the day, you know, he is about no BS. Like, in his personal life, in his relationships, or in love life, like, he has been burned, he has learned, and he has grown from that. And so he's like, you know, this is my story, this is what I want, and basically that's it. Like, you know, you either take it or you leave it. And the Magician tells me, though, he has a lot of tricks up his sleeve. Like, there's a lot of things that he hasn't told people, feelings that he hasn't communicated, things, again, and he's almost like an alchemist. So it's very intriguing. Like I said, healing comes in with him, a very spiritual path. I feel like he is very spiritual. He may work with crystals. If not, that's something that he should do, with getting Reiki on himself as well. Again, I feel like he's very much an alchemist. So he knows how to transmute negative energy and make it into something positive, you know, when something bad happens to him or somebody that he cares about. But essentially, at the end of the day, he knows how to change that energy, but it doesn't prevent him from being depressed or going through those mental emotions that we go through as human beings. So I do feel like he is very prone, because he has a big heart and he's very giving, that he is prone in this lifetime to having some form of depression or battling, some feelings or thoughts that are not really his. It's just like a manifestation or a projection of other people's feelings towards him, or them trying to project that on him. The Hangman tells me that there is somebody, this could be him, that kind of feels like they're waiting they're hanging in the balance, right? They're waiting in the wings, like they're not sure what their next move is. But again, there's other things that are going on. But again, at the end of the day, he feels kind of tight and wants to do something new. The Five of Cups, interestingly, comes up, and it's almost like they want him to let go of people from the past, or let go of anything in the past that has been clinging on, anything or anyone that has been clinging on to him. They want him to release that in order for him to make way for new opportunities, new love, etc. Because I feel like ultimately, again, he's not very patient when it comes to his own life. But, when it comes to work and other areas in his career, he is patient. But the Temperance card comes up. These are his angels, literally, that are around him. He has spirit guides and angels that are guiding and protecting him. I do feel like there is something about property. And again, there is a Knight of Cups. So love is on its way to David if he is not currently talking to someone. But even if he is, I do feel like this is like something new. And the thing is with the Knight, though, it kind of feels almost like sometimes they can give of themselves to you, but they may like kind of pull away, so that it's not necessarily a very strong connection right now, but it can develop into that. It's like the inception of something great. But the Queen of Wands is David. Like, that's him. Like, he operates a lot out of his divine feminine energy, and there's nothing wrong, but he does balance it well with the divine masculine in him. So it's like we get the best of both worlds for him, when it comes to him. And then we have here the Page of Pentacles. So again, new opportunities, new career things that are coming up with him. Overall, I feel like he's in the right path. He's making the right decisions. The Nine of Swords comes up. Again, this is all like up here. People that get into his mind, people that he cares about, maybe some friendships that end, and he's like questioning himself, like, well, why did this end? Did I do something? Could I have done this well? But basically, new doors are opening, and essentially, this is there's a very strong man that comes up around him, the Emperor. So again, I feel like, a very strong man that is coming around him. And I feel like this is going to be opening some new opportunities for him. So we just need to watch and play out, see how this all plays out with him. Because I feel like, again, there is somebody coming in that will love him, somebody that will care for him. And I just feel like we need to, he needs to like just be very patient with how that is going to unfold. But essentially that is going to unfold in so many beautiful ways for him. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to wrap this part of the reading up, and we're going to get into some messages from the Oracle deck that is, again, this is called the Lantern Oracle. So we're going to look at the Lantern Oracle, and we're going to pull some cards for him and see what are the messages. And that pretty much should wrap up the reading here. So let's get into it. Let's shuffle. All right, so when we get into this Oracle deck, the Oracles are different from the Tarot because the Tarot gives you almost like different possibilities or situations. The Oracles are very direct. I feel like at times they have specific messages for you. This is what the back of the cards look like. I am being told by Spirit to pull out 3 cards for him. So I'm pulling out 3 different cards. They're not in any certain order, just where Spirit guides my fingers. And so the first message we have here for him is creative power. Release your and I said this, your alchemical or alchemical, I don't know how you say that, alchemical energy into the world. Okay, so like his alchemist, he's an alchemist, again, being an alchemist is like someone that is very spiritual, but is very awakened to the possibilities and knows how to battle certain things and transmute any negative energy, basically like converting negative situations into positive ones. The Eternal Gatekeeper, acknowledge, assert, and protect what is right for you. So again, they want him to be very firm and stand in his power and defend himself from people that will attack him or people that will question his character or that his, you know, his authenticity. Because I do feel essentially he's such a free spirit and a free soul in this lifetime. And no matter what we see on TV, I feel like he's in real life, like that is who he is, you know, as well. But there's many facets to him as well, not just the TV celebrity. The last one we got here is false beliefs. Once the untruths that we believe about ourselves are illuminated, so are the ways that we can release the false limitations that confine us to, that they confine us to. So again, this is talking about his insecurities, the things that he fears. You know, it's not body image, I don't feel like, but I feel like it's like financial, whether he would be able to sustain himself, you know, and stay afloat, you know, in the future, and be able to develop the things that he wants to develop in his career. And Spirit is saying that yes, that will all happen. So I hope that you enjoyed this reading. I want to thank you all for tuning in. I want to thank my best friend Candy, who's like my second mom, for suggesting this. Shout out to her. And again, many blessings to you, David, if you happen to watch this, you know, and love and light to everybody else. Bye.